good morning, and welcome back to Rise and Shine College Football. I'm your host, Jason Watkins, and if you love college football, you know you're in the right place. So before you forget, smash that red subscriber button, like our videos, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss one moment of Hall of Fame college football. Welcome into the show, everybody. Welcome. Let's see what we got here. I'm using a new software today, so I'm working at it here. What's up, Drewski? I see you. Hey, I actually like that. That looks cool. Goated, my guy. What's up? Hey, I sent you the link for your giveaway stuff. So I hope you got that in there and you can get that all taken care of. Welcome into the show, everybody. Let us know whenever you get in here so we can hear it. I don't know if this is going to work out great for this. Hold on. I don't know for sure that this is going to work out great for a new deal, but I'm hoping it can so I can use more guests and stuff like that easier. Because I'm trying to get my guy, Bishop Frank, in here today. I think I have him already, so let me check. What's up? I want to talk about whatever you guys want to talk about today. I don't have a ton of time. I'm working. I don't know how many of you guys know, but I work as a news reporter as well right now. And there's a big old case that I'm working on writing about. So it's wild. And I actually have an appointment with the county sheriff to talk about a crazy ass couple of cases. So got to get to that here in a second. Hold on. Man, I didn't even send it to him. What a knucklehead. All right, yeah, Bishop Frank, it'll be in there now in your email. Sorry about that. Knucklehead. All right. Sweet. Glad you got it. Hey, you got the shirt, Drewski, my man. Good stuff. The link you sent isn't good, man. Can't click on it. Huh. Okay, I'll fix it here in just a little bit. No worries. What's up there, Mars? Good to see you, my guy. Huh. That's weird. It should be fine. I don't know why that's doing that, but that's weird. We'll get it taken care of for sure. Stephen G. Is this Stephen G, right? What's up, man? Let me check here. Looks like you guys are already good, right? You can see everything here. Sooner Fan 71. That's so weird. What's up, Topher? Good to see you, my guy. Sooner Freak. Good to see you. How's everybody? Hope everybody's good. Let's see. Man, I like some of this stuff on here. I'm not sure I love it all. I like some of it anyway. Let's see. Audio and video are all good. Cool. Good to know. All right. Norman, get out. You can't be right on my feet. Come on now. Hey, you guys got to check out. I actually added a lot of new stuff to the merch store. You should get in there and check all that out. And I don't know how many of you guys caught the live that we did with K Chris and Chris and Chris Mason the other night. Man, it was awesome. The more I thought about it after that and it sounds like there may actually be something similar to that going to go down. So I'm excited about it. What's up there? My guy, good to see you. Working this Friday, living the dream. Hey man, we're all living this dream, aren't we? Yeah. Gotta, as long as you still gotta work for a living, it kind of is what it is, right? But let's see. Should have Bishop Frank in here in a few minutes. But anyway, that deal from the other night, man, I thought it was kind of interesting that he brought it up that way. Chris Mason did, talking about, if instead of getting rid of BV this year, which obviously you'd have a big buyout, and you end up paying that for him to not coach, and you're not going to get anything out of it. Well, instead of doing that, the savings that you get for not doing it, dumping it into more players, impact players. I still think, they've done a great job recruiting, and you're probably going to get a lot out of the guys that they have in the room. I'll tell you this. It can never hurt to have another big time player, though, at certain positions like the ones we talked about. So give me some of that. What do you guys think if you had an extra $10 to $12 million for this team, and you were in charge of going out and deciding what you wanted for this team for next year? What would you do? What would you do with it? Would you and I don't know, like I said, I don't know how many of you guys actually watched all of that or whatever. We probably got into that probably about 30 minutes in, I think, is when we started actually talking about that part. But what do you think that you would do with that? Get me an experienced quarterback, please. Okay, Stephen G. I would agree. And that's where we started. Obviously, we started off with the experienced quarterback. I think that you're looking for that dynamic guy that can go and win you football games. I mean, not just to say that there's always going to be somebody like that in the portal, but chances are there are. If you look at the last few years of what you have man, how many quarterbacks are in the same place when they graduate and move on that they were when they started? I mean, truth is, not many. Listen, I think they're already in the top 3 or 4 as it is. I really do. But because what they're talking about doing, and apparently this is something that may be going to happen. I don't even think that it was as far fetched as you think it may be. But you've got some big boosters that, and I don't think that anybody wants to pull the plug off over 1 year, especially when you saw them make an improvement from year 1 to year 2. Now, obviously that being in the Big 12, and you still kind of heard that they weren't, you still kind of felt like they didn't really come through with as far as you would have liked them to, especially after starting off 6-0, beating Texas, that kind of deal. But in the end, you had some injuries then. You weren't as full as far as, having that kind of depth that you needed on the defensive side. That definitely showed at the end of the year. They were giving up 35.5 points per game at the end of last year. That's a lot. Over the last 5 or 6 games, that's what they gave up. So, you got to look at it in terms of, you had to get better. They did get better. They're a lot better on defense now. They're definitely a top 15, top 20 unit in the country as is. I would say that, you kind of take a look at that. You're saying you heard that they're 12 right now. Okay. Listen, I mean, I think that's a fluid list, right? It's a fluid list, and as far as like where you stand or whatever on some of that stuff. So I don't know for sure that that's necessarily all the way correct. I don't know that it isn't. So, yeah, Billy, my man, what's up there, Billy? Good to see it. Okay. Sooner Freak says, if we had a quarterback coach that would develop the QBs, we would have an experienced quarterback and 1 backup. Yeah, I think so too. And listen, as much as, and we don't have to continue going back and back and back, but I mean, I think that obviously when you talk about what happened this year, hey, Norman, don't climb on me. Go on. When you talk about what happened this year, you got to look back at, I don't know exactly why everything happened the way it happened, right? And responsibility definitely falls on Coach V. There's no doubt about it. But I do think that, overall, when you start thinking and talking about it, Norman, stop. There's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of people that you're trying to please. There was a lot of money invested, I'm sure, in Jackson Arnold as far as NIL money was concerned. It surely, well, in any event, why they didn't have the quarterback coach that they have now working with the quarterbacks all year, that's anybody's guess. I mean, I've heard things that I feel like this is the may or may not be true, but I do think that overall, oh Lord, Cody Light. Overall, I think that yeah, you have to look at Coach Venables and just say that he needed to make a move a lot quicker. Although I would say again, I don't know that he necessarily had all the power to do that either. I think there was a reason why he stuck with him and then didn't. But in my opinion, there's clearly that guy wasn't the guy for the job, and it seems like he kind of turned it into a one-man show on the offensive side, and it's never going to work when you've got two quarterbacks, former quarterbacks and a quarterback coach and former Broyles Award, I guess, finalist or whatever. It's just wild. Um, it's just kind of crazy that you would think that you would have Kevin Johns as an advanced scout. It just doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And apparently he was up for the head coaching job at Duke, so I don't understand it. In the end, it kind of is what it is, but uh, we'll kind of keep on going through this. We don't want to stay on that. All right. So QB, O linemen, and corners who can cover, not applicable to young Bowen who can. Right. And I think that's kind of where I went with it. I went, the first place I went would be, we all said, yes, if you could get a quarterback that was like a Cam Ward, you would definitely spend the money there. First and foremost, because obviously at this moment, you don't have the quarterback. O lineman, man, and I don't know if you were watching this the other night, Billy, or not, but I mean, to me, with as far as that goes, I think you're good there. I think they're good at O lineman right now. You're getting two guys that are holding up the left side really well. They graded out very well from this last game. And, that defensive line at Missouri is not bad. They did a great job on the left side. So, Ozeta and Howland. And I think that I think that you have some guys that are true freshmen right now that are ready to go too. No reason why you shouldn't play them moving forward. And I think that you do them a disservice by bringing in a bunch of portal guys that aren't really that great. So I could see definitely adding one, maybe two. You know what I mean? I could see having one, maybe two, right? But I think that part of the problem that this offensive line had this year was that you didn't. And I don't think that you could necessarily just go with like the Jakes. I mean, these guys are built here, but they've both been hurt throughout the year, Jake Taylor and Big Sexton. But had they have been more healthy this year, it would have been good, obviously, but they weren't. So kind of is what it is. But what's up there, Benji? Yeah, it just kind of is what it is. Let me see. Hey, Bishop Frank, I put that in there. It's in your. I had to resend another email, but it's in your email. So jump in there and grab it whenever you're ready. It'll pop up in here when you do. Okay, so Golden says, can't remember who said it, but we were allegedly number 3 or 4 in the first 2 years of NIL, but we've gradually slid to number 12 currently. Yeah, but I mean, my question to that is, how real are these numbers? Because it's not like they really have to report what they're doing to anybody. It's not like there's anybody out there that's an authority on it, I guess. So I don't know how real 3 or 4 was. And I know that you actually, Oklahoma was one of the first programs with an actual general manager position there. It kind of is what it is, but I don't know, man. Which one? Dickinson Gators face your running back commit tonight. So are we talking Torrey, Blaylock, or are we talking about Haddon at Cibolo Steel? With quarterback being the number one position in the sport, it is crazy to not have everything they need in order to succeed. Well, I think it is. I think you're right about that. I listen, man. I absolutely agree with that statement. Autry Dent is going to be, he's a tackle, actually. And I think he'll be probably your right tackle more than likely. And then you've got EPL, who's going to be a guard. I would expect for him to be, I think he'd be ready to start. I mean, I think he'd be ready to start at either side. Jacob Sexton, assuming you get Jacob Sexton back, which I would hope that you do, then you would end up probably, I mean, what it looks like at the moment. You know what I mean? As far as, if you're going with the freshmen this year, expecting them. And then you've got Fasusi and Foji and both those guys being tackles. You've got, listen, what's the kid's name from Utah? I always screw up his name. It's, damn it. Oh, man. And he's so good. Afalava, Darius Afalava. Wow. What a stud, right? So, yeah. I don't think if any of the O-line was 100% healthy, they're not what OU needs. Yeah. Dan Mullen was in Oklahoma yesterday. Sooner Cowboys. You know something? I got to tell you, since we did that the other night and obviously talking about, who I want. I've been wanting Will Stein. I'm going to tell you something. The more I've thought about it and the more I've looked at it, I think Dan Mullen may be the perfect candidate. He may be the perfect candidate. He just might be. Because if you think about the quarterbacks that he's had, think about them for a second. Chris Leak, Tebow, Alex Smith, Cam Newton. They were coaching Cam before he got in trouble and had to go to Blinn. He was ready. He was ready to play. He would have been next. So Dak Prescott. I know Cowboys fans hate him. I got to tell you, man, the dude was good, and he is still good. But any speculation as to what was being held back or restricted when Josie says they're now basically giving BV everything he needs for next year to succeed? It has to be NIL money. I don't know what's and I've got to say this: if Josie has been getting in the way of what's going on with NIL, or in any way doing that, look, that ain't the way to go. That is not the way to go. And I think that that's messed up if that is what he's doing. And we're hearing some weird stuff. You're hearing some weird stuff from different places. I'll admit that. I've heard some stuff like that. As far as I know a lot of people want to talk about the whole deal with everybody seems to want to talk about the medical staff or whatever, right? Yeah. I mean, Yeah, I think you're right. Or does it mean BV will have a blank check for the offensive hires this offseason? I don't think I don't think that that's the problem at all. I honestly, look, I don't know that you've really had a ton of getting in your way as far as money is concerned anyway. To be honest with you, I don't know that that's the case. I mean, when you needed to go and get Dominic Williams, they got Dominic Williams. And I'll tell you again, could they have paid him a little more and gotten Lance Hurd or possibly the freshman that's at Colorado? Maybe. They didn't. And according to Chris Mason, they said that they offered the same amount for the kid at Colorado, and he decided to go there. He doesn't agree. He doesn't believe that that's the case. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I know one way or the other. I don't. But I do think that, I think that if you want this, you need to pay up what you need to pay up to get the right person for this job. I mean, it's clear that without a solid all the way around staff that is working together and on the same page on the offensive side, you want to talk about a crazy drop off when you're top 5 in scoring and total offense last year and you drop to the hundreds, and it's a shit show, and you've basically ruined 2 good quarterbacks basically. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, but and I would say that, yeah, Mullen would have to recruit a little bit, but he also, listen, I think that that's kind of overrated when it comes to something. Is he going to have to recruit some? Sure. But his record should recruit for him a lot. And then the rest of it is kind of, Mars, I feel like the OU brand kind of recruits itself. But it's not going to be that hard for him to sit down and say, here's the guys that I've put in the league. Again, Cam Newton, Tim Tebow, I mean, and obviously Tim Tebow wasn't the greatest NFL guy, but they won national championships with him. Chris Leak, I mean, he was really good. Hell, Alex Smith is a longtime player, and he was unbelievable at Utah. Unbelievable. Number 1 pick. That's 2 number 1 picks right there. So, look, I mean, I would just say that, that the last game Mullen coached, OU kicked his ass. We're thinking about bringing in a guy who hasn't coached in 3 years that doesn't like to recruit, and no telling if he's changed any. Well, I don't think that was his last. He coached 1 more year, right? He did. He coached another year. And well, I think Lebby had been a quarterback coach already, though. That's the thing. So it's not like he had never been a quarterback coach. He had already coached him. The difference with Seth is he's never been a quarterback coach. So that I would say is true. Venables was late as far as late in the portal. We were waiting for players that wanted to be at OU instead of just paying up and getting players. Well, it's not even just that want to be at OU. We've talked about this, and this is a good thing, but it could also probably bite you in certain Tebow got drafted in the first round, yes. Yeah. They had just lost in the SEC title, and Kyle Trask wasn't playing great in the bowl game. They also didn't. Listen, they didn't have a bunch of their starters on offense. That's what everybody's all pissed about. Him saying that after the game is he wasn't lying. I mean, let's just be real. We didn't want to hear it, but that was a fact. But Mullen has turned down jobs, both as head coach and as an OC since then. NFL was sniffing around him too. No doubt. No doubt. But I mean, why would that matter to you, Jimmy? Some guys, I mean, you see a lot of stuff from the booth, and you know you're going to be in their ear anyway. With the obviously with the comm system or whatever, you're going to be in their ear either way. But you can see a lot more from up there. I don't really care whether the offensive coordinator is in the booth or not. Yeah, no, he didn't. He did not. Oh, it's all good, Topher. Yeah, it's all good. No worries, no worries. But I mean, yeah, and then Kyle Trask is in the league. I mean, I didn't think he was that great, but he was one of the guys that was down to the wire for the Heisman that year too, and played really well all year. But you know, that big tight end, I know he didn't play. So, and he was the dog. He was, man, that kid was good. Had they won that, hey, listen, if they end up winning that SEC championship game, you know, they're probably in the playoff, right? I think they had 2 losses that year before that other one. And I think he would be a good hire. I agree with that. I think he would be a good hire. Look, here's the other thing. He's been a head coach a lot longer. He's been in the SEC as a head coach. You know, you have experience there. That's a big deal. The other thing that I mean, you know, I probably missed on talking about this the other day. I think that really, if you think about it, I don't know that if he can mesh well with, and if he can, you know, have conversations with Venables and they get along good and everything, that'd be awesome. Yeah, Kyle Pitts didn't play. Um, Look, I mean, he knows how to kind of handle things down the stretch. I mean, you know, you can kind of put it in his hands to be, and he can kind of help mentor Venables on in-game situations and stuff like that, I think, as well, right? And here's the other thing. From what I understand, he kind of wants to stick it to Florida and the rest of the SEC over the way that they let him go. Look, a pissed off coach is always a good thing, you know. I don't, that's not necessarily true. That's not necessarily true. You don't, I mean, you know, it's easy to say that. It's easy to say that. But, you know, maybe he'll like it more. He might have liked being a coordinator more if, you know, especially if they're going to end up paying him pretty well. Hey man, they're already coming for him. If he takes the job, if it was something they offer him and he takes it again, I feel like this is a time. This is one of those deals where if you have success and you do a good job there, and you get out of him what you needed to get out of him, he develops your quarterbacks. He's going to have a staff with him. Maybe somebody steps up that was, you know, right underneath him or whatever. He's got I know the one guy is a passing coordinator right now with the Eagles. You know, that's a connection right there to the GM staff already, um, because of the fact that they're all from the Eagles. So you got to look at that. And I think that, you know, he was the OC under him this last year at Florida. So, yeah, whatever, man. I mean, in the end, it is what it is. Who knows? Maybe he doesn't want to be a head coach anymore and be like Chip Kelly. You never know, man. You never know. And the thing is he's still making. They owed him what, 26 million, I believe it was, something like that. It was in the 20s, I believe, that they owed him. So, I mean, they're still paying him off as it is, or either that, or he had a nice little chunk of change. It's not like he's hurting for money. And as I said, you know, he's won 3 national championships or 2 national championships as a as a coordinator. I mean, come win another one. Yeah. Yeah, look, I've said this a bunch, guys. I've said this a bunch. I don't think that cannot be your concern. That cannot be your concern. And if you give him the right amount of money and there's a buyout, and there will be a buyout, then you can go out there and pay up for the next one because they'll be there. They will be there. I think no matter who you get, if we're really swinging for the fences here, trying to get the right offensive coordinator, it's not going to matter because you go get Will Stein, he's already up for jobs. There's going to be jobs that are going to open up. It's which ones open, right? The ones that look like they could be opening sooner than later, I mean, they could always change, but you got to figure that Billy at Florida is probably still going into the season on the hot seat. But hey, they're not going to hire Dan Mullen back, so that's not one. Yeah, could he go and do like maybe Arkansas or something? Sure, but I don't know that he wants to coach for the rest of his life at all. In fact, I've heard that he doesn't. That he's like wants to cut it off at 55, and I don't know how far that is away. Bishop Frank, is this a meeting that you can't get in somehow? Well, Armu said, Do you remember what he was as a coordinator, though? He's not going to be the head coach. He's not going to be the head coach. We just talked about, I mean, the guys, he's got 2 number 1 picks as a coordinator. 2. Not to mention Tim Tebow and Dak Prescott and Chris Leak and guys. I mean, these guys were really good in college. It is what it is. And if he can help Brent Venables learn to manage the game, especially down the stretch and things like that, he'd be worth his weight in gold. That on top of working with the quarterbacks. I'm not saying that this isn't a guarantee on anything. This is just we're starting to hear some stuff. According to Sooner Cowboys, he's in Oklahoma today. Yeah, we got to get better. It's always we got to get better. We got to get better. I mean, look, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is, and I'm gonna tell you this. The more I've looked at it, the more I think my first reaction to him was nah, because I mean I'd love to have Will Stein. I'd love to, and I like Kotelnicki. I like and I really like GJ Kinney and some of those guys that are up and comers. I really like those guys, and I think with GJ Kinney, he's the head coach now, but I think that and for him to get an SEC job, this would probably be a better move for him to take the OC job now in the SEC, do well, you get an SEC job right away. Again, I think no matter what, you probably end up losing whoever it is pretty quick either way, right? You probably end up losing who it is. I mean, if you win, you do well, that's what's going to happen. But again, it's not a problem for me. I don't think that that's an issue. You're going to have buyouts on these guys no matter what. And if you lose them, you just go reload and get another one. And you go get the good ones because if you can reestablish that this is an offensive, that this program is going to play good offense, that you're going to pay and you're dedicated to greatness on that side of the football still, then I mean, it's Oklahoma, for God's sakes. 4 Heismans in under 20 years for quarterbacks. 4. you know else we got? Hankster. Yeah, see? Yeah, listen, I don't really have BV worries, and I think he's taking antidepressants. Why do you think that? Who the hell taught you that? Yeah. I think he's gonna be here today, apparently. Yeah, like this, instead of us predicting what the OU Alabama game is, let's have a poll to see who is the closest with the amount of turnovers OU gets. Mm-hmm. You got to get the right group of coaches, no doubt. Mullen was doing the Tulsa game is all it was. He was covering the Tulsa game? He's on the ABC unit, so I don't know. Maybe. Look, you just got to do it. You got to do what you got to do. You're going to end up with the right guy, I think. And look, I don't think that it ends up being him if you don't. Norman, sit down. Sit down. If you don't, if he doesn't get along with BV, it's not going to be him. Sure, they'll have a talk. We'll find out what's going on, but you know, I think that if they can find a way that it benefits both of them, it is what it is. That could be that could also be, yeah, why not? Huh. I haven't seen anything about it. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. But she's cancer free apparently. So I hope that's not what it is. Or she had been cancer free. You know? I hope that's not what it was. That's awesome. Well, Bishop Frank's sending me text messages, but he's not getting on the show yet. Bishop Frank, where you at? Prayers to Gabe Eichert. What's going on with him? Yeah. You got to be able to recruit a little more than they want to. There he is. He's here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. What's good?
What's good, Bishop Frank?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good. What's up with you? Yeah, you're gonna have to mute that. You're gonna have to mute that. TV.
Man, I'm trying to be like you when I grow up.
Whatever. Come on now. You need to get in here and help me. You need to get in here and help me with this madness.
Hey, only madness is because it's a fire test. You better enjoy the ride.
Oh,
Because explosive growth is coming, you guys. We wouldn't be tested on all sides if it wasn't something special coming in 25. Hold the line.
You know, you have to. You definitely have to. And I think they're going to be all right, man. I think they're going to be all right. I think they're going to make the right hire.
You like my hat?
I don't know. What's that?
You like my hat?
I do like your hat. Check that out, boys and girls. Let's see this.
Yes, sir.
Spotlight it.
I'm finally official, y'all. family. But
Hey,
what are we talking about?
well, we're talking about who the hire will be. Who do you want for OC? You know, we were talking, it's turned into a talk about more than anything about Dan Mullen because he seems to be getting some more. He seems to be getting quite a bit of momentum. You know, you heard Dusty Dvorak the other day was talking about that he'd be the guy for him. This is the first person that he thought of. And which I get it. If you think about the quarterbacks that he's coached two guys that became number one picks.
Yeah.
Alex Smith and Cam. Chris Leak was a hell of a player under him. You know, obviously he started off not under him, but he was a hell of a player under him. And then you had Dak Prescott. You've had Tim Tebow. You know, we're talking about guys and Tim Tebow went in the first round too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. It says his hat says
Denver.
It says it's. What does it say? Tell them what it says, man. Come on.
It just means more, baby.
Oklahoma. It always meant more at Oklahoma.
Yeah. Ain't nothing new. We true to this. We're true to this.
Yeah. It always meant more at Oklahoma. Check it. That's perfect. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Folks, that is in the merch store. You can get
facts. Hey, it's plenty there. Hey, yeah, you go sweep it up. So when we go to this bowl game, we can all represent. And I did say bowl game, so get it together. But back on course. Dan Mullen is interesting because the simple fact, he knows how the script plays. He knows how to build a offense around scenarios and down and distance. So it's just a matter of, is that the vision moving forward that Josie and Venables see?
Right. Yeah.
But like I said, we need people that fully comprehend and understand the offense like Venables and Allie understand the defense. We need someone that is truly versed in the offensive schematics of matriculating the ball down the field and understanding what defenses is showing you, and knowing that you have a quarterback or a offensive scheme that can take advantage of each and every scheme that comes across, and they have an answer to each adjustment. That's how you win championships.
No doubt. Well, and that's the thing is, I mean, there's not a lot of offensive guys out there that have more experience than Dan Mullen.
Yeah.
I mean, and in-game experience, calling plays and on all that. I mean, you just don't have a lot of that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think for the most part, what we're really getting at is that we cannot miss on this one. And family, we all know we know we feel the pain of the growing pains that are the University of Oklahoma is going through, because we're no longer in the Big 12, but yet we're in the SEC. But you cannot have a formula of everything we have at our disposal and still make the mistakes also on the field and overcome them. We don't have that type of depth.
Good grief.
But understand what happened is, when you go through a fire test, you start to understand and see that the boot camp is working, because the youth are getting to experience it, and they had to go through their own fire test right there on the field. But now the same person one week we was just concerned about, he has made strides, leaps and bounds. So now you got going into 25, you got some more depth, and you got more help on the way.
Right. Yeah, guys, I guess I'm not seeing everybody's stuff, so I pulled it up. I've got it pulled up on the other side. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Hey, T Boomer, Coach Ricks, Duke Silver Sooner, Brandon, sheesh, I don't see any of you guys' stuff. Jay Fez,
Yeah, on that one side,
you turn my volume up.
yeah, I went to the other one, and then I was able to see my stuff.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
So
seeing it now. So here we go. It's yeah, sorry about that, guys. Nelio, thanks for coming in. Stink
yeah,
ass cat.
so
I got you, man. And I see there's a super chat here from
yeah,
South Texas.
yeah.
Put Norman on. He should have his own mic and chair. You ain't wrong. He's over there crashed out right now.
Shit.
He knows but let's see.
Hey,
And
and
then
also give to the Norman
Coach
Fund,
Rick's
the
also
NIL fund.
let me get all these
Go
let
ahead,
me
go
get
ahead.
these super chats. Coach Rick says BV is very loyal, but some of these recruits are not. We need to just go get who we want. Let that be it. Yeah,
Mhm.
listen, I'm in there too. And then Nelio, $5 super chat as well. Thank you very much for that. Says good Friday morning, everybody. Good morning, Jason. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. I appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. And I'll keep an eye on it over here as well.
Yeah.
I'll keep it going, keep it going. Yeah, so let's see what else we got. I'm gonna see what else you guys are talking about. Now, obviously, listen, I mean, who looks like Duke said that it's gonna be Mullen.
Oh, okay.
And
And if it is Mullen, then great. Let's hit the ground hard. And if nothing else, Mullen believes in having your quarterback ready for all scenarios. So that means audibles. So whoever decides to be our quarterback, let's just move forward and make sure that they're a savant on making sure they're a student of the game.
Agreed. I think that and I listen, I think he's a good one. I think he's a good one. I think that the guy knows what he's doing. He knows how to coach quarterbacks. He knows how to coach situationally. Honestly, you probably won't get another guy I mean, there's definitely not anybody that's as well experienced at getting these guys going and winning big games. He's done it.
Yeah. Well, the one thing we can definitely look at his repertoire is realize that he understands the game enough to be viable for the big dance, and that's what we want. We want someone that has some skin in the game, that won't get flustered, or they won't get stuck and don't know how to go back to the script and start the momentum all over again.
Right. Yeah, no doubt.
Who do you want then? Do you want Mullen, or are you still on
I'm
Stein?
okay with that. Listen, I think that I made it pretty clear who my number one is. It's
Right.
Will Stein, but
Yeah.
the more I've thought about it, and I'll just be real. I mean, Marcus Dent sent me a text message yesterday talking about it, and he didn't. I mean, he wasn't wrong, and nothing
Yeah.
he said. And I mean, I'll just read part of it to you, where he was talking about. He said, "I'll just go. I'll take Dan the Man Mullen. Watched him work wonders at Mississippi State, which
Yeah.
I mean, who wins there? Turning
Facts.
difficult situations into a success. Florida wasn't patient with him. He won the SEC East and got fired the following year.
Yep.
He led Mississippi State to 8 consecutive bowl games. He led Utah to an undefeated season as a OC, SEC champion as an OC, national champion as an OC. Alex Smith, Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Dak Prescott to being
Yeah.
pretty good quarterbacks. And believe it or not, he's younger than Brent Venables. So
There you go.
I
Well,
mean,
the simple fact is we need
is that
we
still
just need some stability at this moment. You know what I mean?
yeah.
We need to understand that whoever they get, we need to get behind. And I want to send a shout out to all the players. We know you've gone through the test, but we're still with you guys. You know, we might get frustrated and that we just voice because we can't play the game, but we're definitely in the trenches with you. Hold the line.
Shawty's over here saying, he said he don't recruit, that will hurt getting top playmakers. He won. Bro, he won the freaking, beat you guys and won the SEC East the year before he got fired. You know what I mean? So he had pretty good players, had good enough players to beat Kirby, and Kirby'd already been to a playoff, a few of them actually. So I don't know. I feel like it's I feel like it's kind of over. He said he doesn't love to recruit, but they had players. They still have players. Ryman Lemon says, here for a bit. I have a lot of external audit questions going on. So if I dip out, you guys know why. Yep. I got to get out of here before too long as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah. But let me ask you, if we get signed, and depending on what all goes down, we got enough people on the scene that can solidify the recruiting part, so he can go ahead and finish up his deal. Correct? Would y'all agree?
What do you mean? Say that again.
Stein.
Okay. What about it?
We have enough staff here that can finish off recruiting and get everybody signed, where we can allow him to go ahead and finish out his tenure.
Yeah,
since he'll be in the player.
And just having him on board is gonna get you he'll get on the phone. He's already been recruiting. So you know, that's where I would be. Are you guys, you're not hearing me very well? That's weird. I've got it cranked up too. How about now? Give me a one.
You know I can hear you.
I know you can.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I'm gonna sell some more merch. Well, check out the merch.
Yeah, check it.
So definitely get some merch. Take the time out. We appreciate Jason. Big salute. Standing 10 toes down. Always working hard behind the scenes. Never just taking it for granted. So you know, do me a solid. Get in that merch. And hit the like button. How you there? I appreciate you. I'll make some vittles.
It's not really letting me do it. No, that's not the. Well, it's not showing that I'm very loud, but I don't know. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So let's get into a little bit of I know a lot about Dan Mullen. I know a lot about his offensive schemes. He loves to use motion to dictate to know if we're running against man zone or 3 cloud, and he loves to run the ball. He has a little bit of the RPO, but he loves to run downhill. He loves to use his guards and tackle to with the run. So that sounds about right now for me.
How about now? Can you hear me now, folks? I feel like it's super loud. Hello. Ooh. I'm even getting background noises. Damn. Well, this may be. Fuck. I've got it maxed out on the power.
Can they hear you a little bit?
Check
Excellent.
one, check.
Thumbs up if you can hear him, so you'll know.
You need to crank it up on your end, maybe. Norman.
On my end?
No, they may need to crank it up on their
Up
side.
on there, yeah. Hey, put some thumbs in the chat if you can hear us.
They're saying they can't really hear me.
Oh, okay.
Got it on full tilt, as Neilio says. Man, I don't know. Well,
it's just the off week. It's all good.
Shit. I don't know what's going on, man.
The gumbo is tired.
Wow. Ryman can hear me. Silver Sooner can hear me. Spark Plus says he's good.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So.
All right. Yep. Well. Yeah, it's a little low still. I don't know. I'll keep trying to talk right into it. Maybe. Hold on. Let me do this. That might help a little bit. All right. So yeah, I feel like, I don't know. We'll end up seeing who it is, and we've got time, right? We're gonna find out who they end up going with. But I would say that used to things being a little low. Yeah, a little bit. We'll find out who it is. Hey, I wanted to ask you guys: did you watch that from the other night with me and K. Chris and those guys?
Yes, I did.
And talking about, well, it was an exercise in, like a hypothetical, I guess, but I don't know how hypothetical it was. It almost sounds like you had some guys get together and there may be a possibility that they're going to spend an extra 10 or 12 million on top of what they were already going to spend to get 5 or 6 impact players.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Because that's how the big boys play. So
you're going to have to. And, I've seen, I saw Goated was talking about that he's heard that they've fallen as far as like number 12 in the NIL. I don't know how real any of those rankings are. I don't know who's deciding that.
I'll tell you what.
If there's even any way to really track that.
Right. That's what I was saying.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll get you another one, man. Hook it up. Yeah, I mean, it's Christmas time, man. You gotta do what you gotta do, man. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Has it been decided yet? Charles Crows Fly High says, it feels like it may have been. You know what I mean? It feels like it may have been. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty cool segment too.
Yeah. Much needed talk, to be honest.
It was fun, man. I mean, it was fun talking about it and thinking about it, but I would ask you guys, I mean, who would you, if you had, and we're not talking about adding a bunch of dudes. We're not talking about adding a bunch of dudes, and that's not what they're talking about, apparently. It would be one of those deals where you're looking at it as, okay, we're going to get 5, 6 players that can make a immediate impact to flip this thing around. Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Duke says we must spend more this offseason. I agree.
Not only spend more, but we got to get pivotal people, persons that plug into a system that makes us even that much more better.
Well, you definitely have to. I mean, look, they have to be a fit there, and I mean that's why I don't want to see them just going and getting stupid and getting 20 guys. That's not what you're looking for. I think you're looking for somebody who can come in immediately, particularly at the quarterback position, because we don't know what we got. If they hopefully Hawkins stays, that they're not both staying. And one of them, and we know at this point that Jackson's not staying. So to me, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Oh man, I hate to hear that.
What happened? I can't see.
Yeah, so yeah, talking about it would be similar to what Ole Miss did last offseason. Yeah, I feel bad for Gabe and his wife too. I didn't know that. That sucks. And he had just been talking about that they were going to get their girl.
Yeah.
Man, prayers go out to Gabe Eicher, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Said
Yeah,
it would be similar to what Benji says. It'd be similar to what Ole Miss did last offseason. Grab difference makers at defensive tackle, defensive end, linebacker, and safety.
Yeah. Well, just understand,
And receiver.
we just need key. We need key pieces that go with what we already have, and it can't be these. You can't be like A-OK. It's got to be someone that's A status. You feel me?
Mm-hmm. No doubt. No doubt. Yeah, Neilio, thank you for that. And I agree. Yeah, may God bless his family. Just off him.
Yeah, yeah. Big salute. No doubt, no doubt.
Yeah.
That's why it's important to stay together and keep in the know. Appreciate you guys.
No doubt. Everybody, if you have Twitter, man, you should definitely stop by on that.
Yeah,
and,
yeah. For sure.
Give your best to him.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, listen, I think you have to do what you got to do. You know, you go get these guys. Let's say if you did have that 10 or 12 million, how would you spend it? Yeah. Yeah, they definitely, you're right, Benji. Yeah. I would agree with that. And I think that's what they ended up with, what, maybe 6, 7 guys? Something like that. And even, they talked about what Ohio State spent and getting Caleb Downs and obviously Judkins, and I mean, obviously they got they had to put a lot of money into to get that Smith kid as well. But
did you see that Michigan did 10.5 for Underwood?
Well, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Ooh. So did he flip?
The offers on the table, it hasn't been finalized, but that's what's on the table.
Well, him being a Michigan kid, it's kind of important, right?
That's why they're going all in.
A quarterback that's worth a shit.
Yeah, that's why they're going all in. And so
yeah,
but you just think about it. They're now in the 10 million. It won't be long before 20 million. You feel me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially over 4 years that's like interesting.
Yeah, let's see. He says, hey, since we're mentioning a little bit about defense on players, who would you pick? Armu says, asking, who would you pick to replace Danny as the leader? If you're talking linebackers, I think he's there. I think he's already here.
Yeah, Kip.
Well, Kip is definitely going to be your leader, but I think that the player that's going to be the man is going to be Sammy O.
Okay.
I think Sammy O he's already been proving that, but he gets better all the time. But we'll see.
I just I like Sammy O, and I like I like Kip because he's a spark plug, but I really like 11 because he's a thumper. He's a original thumper.
Oh, Kip.
You need a thumper.
Yeah, bro, I love Kip. I mean, no hate, but he's definitely one of those guys.
11, McKenzie.
Oh, Kobe.
Yeah,
Kip's number 10. Never mind.
Yeah. You're good.
Kobe's good. He's a thumper. Yeah, he's a thumper.
Yeah, he's a thumper, and he's a student of the game. You could tell.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we want. We want people to be teaching the youth as they come in. This is what you want to do, and this is how you come on board. And you you gotta come in loving this game and wanting to study the game that you love. That's how you get on the field quicker.
Agreed. But the thing with Samuel Omosigo is he's been really good. He's been really good, right? But
the X factor is our Carter. He's ready. He's chomping at the bit.
Bro, that's you know what? Lewis Carter, yeah. Yeah. He's gotten a lot better too.
Yeah. Just think about it. We done named off a lot of linebackers. So anything we can add to it, like 1 or 2 pieces.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of the question that they have about Ali. Is he going to step in and be that guy? He's not as well known, obviously, around the country right now.
Right.
But Kobe built like Murray and he hits hard. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, no doubt.
Kenneth Murray was a bad dude.
And what's the word on connect?
I haven't heard anything. I hadn't hardly seen him on the field. I mean, the thing is,
special
if you think about, we talked about Isaiah Simmons. It took him the better part of that until year 3 before he really figured it out.
Right.
But I think it's always been about him. It's always been about him figuring it out and playing with speed instead of, if you're overthinking it, you're not going to play full speed. And that's, I like Jaren Kanak, man. I think he can be a hell of a player. I mean, he's a big boy. He's fast. He's a great athlete. I mean, he's just that dude. But the problem is that you just he just hadn't gotten it done.
Yeah, man, I understand. And he's still growing.
A junior now, or he is a junior, right?
I thought a red shirt sophomore. Isn't he a red shirt? Did he red shirt?
I don't think he red shirted.
Okay, then he would be. Yeah, then you're right. But what I would say is that we got to understand Kanak didn't play linebacker, wasn't solid on a linebacker. He played all type of different positions. So he's having to overcome the learning curve.
No, Charles, I mean, I'm getting to where I like the idea of Mullen a lot more, but I understand that people that really don't want to see it. I mean, you want to see one of them younger guys is kind of doing it. Look, I would tell you that he's got a lot of experience and he's coached some damn good quarterbacks and won national championships with them. So I think he's probably going to hit the ground running, right?
Yeah.
He's going to hit the ground running.
And he knows how to coach up quarterbacks, which is a plus.
Yeah. I can't believe that this isn't coming through very good.
We're good. But let me ask the chat, what y'all think of what some names that you have that you would like to see for OC that you think that has enough of a pedigree and experience that would elevate us to be in the playoff talk for 25?
Well, yeah, I mean, what kind of players do you feel like we would need to get? I mean, what do you got to do? Well, who do you have to get? You definitely have to start with quarterback, and I think Duke said, let's see, edge, corner, defensive tackle, linebacker. I think a shutdown corner, another guy that, because you can't really depend on getting Gentry back because he's just not been healthy. You'd love to see him be healthy because Gentry's a bad dude, but we hadn't seen it.
Yeah.
We just haven't seen it yet, and so that concerns me. But it doesn't look like we're going to get Stein. No, doesn't look like it.
Oh, okay. Not heading that direction.
Not
That's
well. I mean,
okay.
not, everybody's saying it looks like it's going to be
Mullen.
like it's going to be Mullen. So
Then
I don't know.
if that's the case, then it's truly, it's not young, but there's no doubt that he is the head coach of the offense.
Sure.
So hey, you get what you get, and understanding though he does meet the criteria and he has experience, and he's been in the SEC. He hits all the boxes. It's just, do we have a quarterback that's worthy? Can we pull Hawkins back in, or is it completely out the door?
I mean,
those are the questions that need to be answered.
If you are I put it to you this way: if you're a parent of a quarterback,
yeah,
I mean, are you really going to be? Are you really going to be upset that that's going to be your coach? I don't know, man.
I don't know.
What year is Canigan? I'm pretty sure he's. I'm pretty sure that he's a junior right now.
Okay.
He's going to have to recruit. You're no doubt. He's going to have to recruit. But
put it like this: you want someone that's innovative, for one.
Yeah.
That understands defensive schemes and know the areas of attack that you need to attack defenses, and that can attack all types of defenses and knows how to put a offensive staff together. It's looking like Mullen is lining up more and more. He's done all of that.
Well, and I would say that, I mean, let's see so Stephen G's like 2 quarterbacks, a running back, 2 offensive tackles, and yeah, I don't think you're going to get 2 offensive tackles in the portal that are worth a shit. I just don't. And that's my opinion on things, but I don't think that you even can. Look, Lance Hurd didn't do a damn thing. He didn't do a damn thing at LSU either. I don't care if he was a 5-star. He ain't done shit. And they would have had to overpay for him.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. As long as Malik stays committed, I wouldn't sweat losing Mike. If he decommits, different story. Derek, what's up, Derek? Ryman says, if it's Mullen, then I say BV is turning into the next Saban. Bring in the big name OC and let them take 2 years and get another head coaching job.
Yeah.
Rehab center of good coaches. Maybe. Yeah. Listen, man, I think it'll be what it is. Why does no one talk about that quarterback that came in with Hawkins? The Pennsylvania kid, right?
Scrub. Oops. Ain't it Scrub?
Huh?
Ain't it?
I forget his name already too.
Yeah, that's we saw.
That's why, because nobody thinks about him. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think
someone to help us out.
I think it'll be what it is. I think he's going to be okay.
Don't we got Kevin Sperry coming in?
Kevin Sperry's coming in still. Right now, you still have the 26 kid, Jaden, coming. I think they're going to be okay. I think they're going to be okay.
On Twitter, they said they're locked in.
Which one of these, which, if somebody is, quarterback parent, yeah, Brandon Zerberg.
Yeah, Zerberg.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Z.
Well, and look, he's got a big arm. He's a 4-star. So it is what it is, man. I think you're going to have to recruit, but yeah, Jimmy's saying, all he has to recruit is quarterbacks. So
do we keep DeMarco?
I don't know, man. I've been hearing that they're not going to keep DeMarco.
Because I would love to have samples if we can.
Well, it'd
If
be
we
great.
can't get Stein, I would love to have samples.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
that'd be good. Well, apparently, he was in Tulsa last night there, Derek. And then as far as Sooner Cowboys said he's there. And Sooner Cowboys says that he's meeting with Oklahoma today. I guess it's going around. I hadn't seen anything about it this morning yet, so I can't tell you for sure.
Yeah.
But and Sooner Cowboys says, or wait, who is this? Sooner legend. No, make Murray kick rocks. Yeah, I get it, legend. I get it. Yeah. I don't know, man. But yeah, let's find out. Well, we're gonna have to wait and see, man. I don't know. I feel like if Brent Venables wants him to be there and he wants to coach there, if it's a choice that he's made, I'm okay with it.
Put it like this. I know
heavy rocks.
I know that Mullen definitely adds something to the staff and adds stability, because he knows how to coach. That much I do know. For as the fit that's between them, Josie and him, and BV.
Yeah, I mean, look, and Derek says I like it. Mullen and BV together could be dangerous. And look, I mean, not for nothing, two of the best coordinators of the last 2 decades, both of them.
Yeah.
So sticking them together I don't know, man. I don't feel like it's a bad move either. And like I said, I read you what Marcus Dent said. So I don't have a problem with it. I don't. So we'll see. We're gonna have to see. I don't understand why we're not getting all the damn things in there. Well, this will be the one and only time we use this streaming service, boys and girls. I'm definitely gonna kick it because it's not working.
I gotta get going here.
Yeah, I gotta go too, man. And we've been on for what? We've been on about almost an hour and a half. I told you guys I gotta get to this story, man. Big time deal, man. It's a freaking crazy story.
Go get it.
Found a bunch of skulls at some dude's house. Skulls, human skulls.
What?
Oh, man. Between 10 and 20 is what the forensics people are saying. But yeah, he got fired for being the head coach. He ain't gonna be the head coach here.
And that's the beautiful thing.
Shawty.
But that's the beautiful thing, man.
I did not, Neilio, get your $5,000 super chat. Whoa, that would be cool.
Oh, and
sure we don't have any more
just to let
chats.
you know, Jason, I ordered a new laptop, so you're good to go.
My man, cool.
Yeah,
yes, I may go ahead and stick with Streamlabs, I guess, because it's getting better, but I'm having to figure it out and stuff. But this one, it's not going to work out as well as I thought it was going to. Even before I even started it, I was looking at a lot of stuff. There's just
a lot of change.
It costs you a lot of money to make it work how you want it to.
All right. Well, hey, at least you gave it a shot. Man, no big in that, bro.
Yeah, we'll check it out and everything. But yeah, guys, the thing is, I do feel like overall they're gonna get who they get. No, Neilio, I didn't get the $5,000 one. I didn't see that one. You do that, man. You are the man. although you guys are gonna pump out something like that to me, do not send it through YouTube and give them 40%. Okay, find out the CashAPP. we'll go that way, or we can go another way.
Yeah, definitely.
Not saying I expect such a thing. I'm saying don't do that. Don't send half that shit to YouTube. Let's see. Yeah, Mullen and Matt Berry were calling that game last night in Tulsa. Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha.
But it could have been a reason for it. You know what I mean? See, I don't see what's going on. something ain't right, man. Something ain't right. I don't know why it's only some of them are getting it. There's something weird. I don't know. There's something all kinds of weird. You know, there's a bunch of guys in this other one, and it's.
But man, oh man,
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. I'm really wanting to see who wins the quarterback against Alabama, because it has to be. I want Hawkins myself.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkins or Thompson, but I wouldn't go Thompson because I want Hawkins to know that we want him as QB1. He gets his second chance, just like everybody else, you know.
No doubt. Yeah, and I see the Duke Silver Sooner says, I still think we steal one of these next two games to get bowl eligible, which we desperately need the extra practices.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we do.
The possibility to finish 7-6 would be monumental considering their circumstances. Stephen G still on that Gimme Casey stuff. Yeah, I just be real. If we're gonna have an opportunity to keep Hawkins, I think you need to play him. That's just what I think. And I think something tells me that Casey hadn't been healthy, because if he was ready, then it feels like they would have played him already.
Yeah.
Because of his experience.
I prefer Hawkins anyway, so I'm team Hawkins right now.
Me too.
And plus he hasn't had an opportunity to team up with Joe John. So let's go do it and tell him, hey, forget the past. Let's move forward and trust your instincts. We got you for a reason, and you were running and throwing the ball, you know, with accuracy, and you know, go do it. You know,
right. No, I feel you. I agree. I think he needs to be in. If we're going to keep him around, I think you need to do that.
Yeah. You got to tell him, look, we want you and your brother, because remember his brother's coming in this next class.
And you know what? That's a big time commit too. I mean, if he wasn't, if Michael wasn't playing at Oklahoma at all right now, you would still want Malik.
Yeah,
straight up, he's a dog.
Straight up, that's
another one of them dogs, man.
Yeah, he's a true dog.
Yeah.
Hey, put it like this: you think 23 is good? Could you imagine both of them locked up and having people like Jacoby and them backing them up? Man,
well, I think Malik's more of a safety, but I think, you know, it's kind of a positionless deal, right? I think he's more of a safety.
You think so? Yeah. But we got so many safe. Well,
you know what? Safeties. But I mean, look, I would also tell you that I could see Peyton Bowen kind of moving and playing more corner.
Having the brothers, lockdown brothers,
bro. I watched the dude run step for step with Andrew Anthony and get his head around on the ball in his freshman year.
I'm down with it. I'm down with that. All right.
Arnold lost his job for turnovers, then Hawkins did too. Now Arnold did it again. To be fair, what, Billy? We gotta give it back to
Hawks.
The Hawk. Well, I think that all that bullshit should have stopped. I could understand taking him out of the South Carolina game. You should have put him back in the next week.
Yeah,
that's all there's to it, in my opinion. But because it just didn't look good.
Facts.
What will you guys do if they put JA out there against Bama? What can we do?
Watch the game.
Cheer him on, man. What can you do?
Bishop would be praying. I'm gonna be straight up honest. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, because you think the last game, Bama is, you know, you can't slack on them. You got to understand. You got to be a student of the game and understand what you can do within certain defense in certain scenarios. Know your down and distance. Know your, your scripting, and understand what you can and can't do, and be prepared and pull the trigger.
Well,
It's goodness. There's been, if I could show you my WRE of the last game, how Burks and other wide receiver were wide open. If he could just trust the pocket and have enough of a presence to go to his next read, it's touchdowns instead of 1 yard to 2 yard gains.
what if Mullen was to say, what are you saying? What if Mullen says Arnold's the guy? Well, what we hear, it's a done deal. He's gone.
Let's put it like
gone.
this. If that's the case, then he's got a lot of work ahead of him. Because we're talking mental.
Well,
the psyche. We're dealing with the psyche. His psyche needs to. He needs someone to work
I would
with
say
him.
this too. A lot of coaches think they can fix players. You know,
Right.
I mean, not always can they. But I would just tell you that I don't see Jackson staying no matter what. I don't think that it'll even be about what anybody else says.
Yeah.
He's not staying.
So, but yeah, I gotta get bro.
Yeah.
Hey, appreciate y'all. Get the likes up. And Boomer.
All right, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming in.
For sure.
See you next time. Bishop Frank Newkirk. Appreciate you coming in, Bishop Frank. Yeah, I'm gonna get out. Hey, listen, guys, and I would say egregious turnovers, catastrophic turnovers. Yeah, he had them. He had them in one game. He had one fumble against Texas, and he had one. He had that bad game, the bad first 5 minutes. But I mean, they fired that coach that next week or that week. But and what I would tell you, just looking at it the way I did, he looked comfortable until the longer he was with Seth. Something wasn't going right, and they weren't being developed. We know that they weren't being developed, man. So I don't know. We'll have to see. But it is what it is. And, and I appreciate what you have to say as a coach, but I don't think that it doesn't mean that he can't have turned it around. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll see kind of what happens, man. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. I got to get out of here, take care of this stuff. Like I said, it's a wild deal that I got to deal with, and being a reporter, I got to get out there and get on it. So appreciate you guys coming in. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, and if you haven't already become a subscriber, we'd appreciate it, man. We're on the road to 5,000. It's kind of slow since we hit 4, so it would be cool to kind of keep moving forward. But hey, I appreciate it. See, Hank says the whole offense has no trust in the current system they're running. I agree. We'll see kind of what happens, man. He sure hadn't talked about it much yet, and I don't know that he's really going to want to. Maybe he will. We'll see. I didn't love the way Jackson seemed to take that loss pretty nonchalantly. So I know I wouldn't start him. It's just me. But it is an open competition, I'm sure. You got to open it up. Let's see what's up. But all right, guys. Thanks a lot again for coming in. I appreciate it. We'll see you all on the next one, if I remember how to get out of here.